Well met. Welcome to another random_14 YouTube video.
Thank you for responding to my call with such haste. Rest assured, I should not have summoned you were it not urgent. To business, then. I have received some most disturbing news from the Order of the Twin Adder. They have reason to believe that the SYLPHS may have called forth their revered guardian, the Primal Ramu.
I'm sorry, may have. Then it is not certain?
The Elder Seed Seer informs us that the elementals themselves murmur of the Lord of Levin's return to the forest. The Sylph lands, however, display no signs of undue commotion.
Forgive me, antecedent, but that fact need not contradict the elemental's testimony. Unlike his more bellicose compeers Garuda and so on, Ramu is reputed to act only in the defense of his children. I imagine he would soon make his presence known if any were foolish enough to directly endanger the SYLPHS or their territory.
The abruptness of this development concerns me. Were we not keeping a close watch on the touched ones and their movements? If preparations for a summoning ritual were indeed underway, 'twould surely not have escaped your notice.
Oh, it didn't. I was pretty sure it was going to happen, just not this soon.
I beg your pardon? You foresaw this eventuality and did naught to prevent it?
I told Papalimao. I suppose I could have reported things to Minfilia earlier, but there honestly wasn't much we could do except wait and see. You know how the SYLPHS feel about people poking around in their territory. They already summoned Ramu once right after the calamity, but that was because the Garleans came tramping through the forest.
And so long as Castrum Orion stands, the SYLPHS cannot be blamed for wishing to have their guardian deity on hand. In short, Ida and I are in agreement. The actions of the forest folk were inevitable and unavoidable. And I maintain that observation would have remained the best policy had it not been for the sudden influx of strangers into the Black Shroud. That, alas, we did not foresee. By all accounts, the recent violence in Ul'dah drove a number of refugees to seek safety under the concealing canopy of the trees. 'Tis like that the SYLPHS perceived this panic migration as yet another invasion, and quickened their efforts to summon their god.
I am put in mind of Titan and the kobolds. Once again, it is the affairs of men which have paved the way for a primal's coming.
Indeed, one cannot help but wonder what manner of place Eorzea would be without the civilizing influence of mankind. Be that as it may, this regrettable development does afford us a unique opportunity. Kanekotin, through your dealings with the SYLPHS of Little Solace, you once succeeded in preventing an untimely conflict with Gridania. I wonder, might one who has treated with the SYLPHS so fruitfully in the past not achieve similar success with their patron deity? If Ramu can be convinced of our intentions, it may be the first step to breaking the cycle of primal summoning.
A fond hope. Was such a thing possible, we would not have been at war with the beastmen since time immemorial.
But maybe this time we can. Let us continue this discussion anon. We must needs first consult with the nation most affected by Ramu's presence. The Elder Seedseer has requested your personal involvement, Kanekotin. Pray report to Commander Hiloix at the Adder's Nest as soon as you are able. Steel yourself for the worst. While I hope for a peaceful resolution to this matter, experience suggests that your meeting with the Lord of Levin will prove less than amicable. In such an event, your fellow Scions will of course lend you whatever support you require. The Elder Seedseer has asked for you by name. Pray report to Commander Philoix at the Adder's Nest in Gridania with all haste.
Captain Thane, your arrival has been most anticipated. The appearance of a primal is ever cause for alarm and unease. Though my men stand ready for any eventuality, I know of none more qualified than you to snuff out this threat. Indeed, I would have you do so without delay. The Elder Seedseer, however, would speak with you first. She is of the opinion that your diplomatic, rather than martial, skills may better serve our cause. I will leave further explanation to our learned leader. Pray make your way to Nafika's altar. The conjurer in attendance will admit you to the lotus stand.
Such is the will of the forest. But that's not right.
The other Scions have already arrived, madam. May I show you in?
I see the SYLPHS have sent their own representative. There can be no doubt, then. It is said that once Ramu passes judgment, his wrath is implacable. 'Twould be best to conclude this discussion ere Gridania and its people are placed upon his scales.
Whatever the Elder Seedseer is planning, I want you to know that I'll be right there by your side. And I'm sure Y'shtala won't be far behind, even if she does think everything's mankind's fault.
I am most curious to hear how the Elder Seedseer means to treat with Lord Ramu.
Hello, Walking One. It is good to see a friend of Elder One.
Scions of the Seventh Dawn, on behalf of the people of Gridania, I bid you welcome. Your presence is of great comfort to us all in these days of uncertainty. I summoned you here to share tidings of a most urgent nature. But a short while ago, the great elemental spoke, and his voice was clarion in its intensity. Ramu is returned unto the forest. Scarce had his words ceased to echo in mine ears when we were visited by an emissary from Little Solace. Our guest informs us that the Sylphs too have sensed the presence of the Lord of Levin. Though his exact whereabouts remain unknown, we may safely assume that the Primal was summoned within the heart of the Sylphlands. Unlike the other Primals you have encountered, Lord Ramu is no raging avatar of destruction. He is revered as much for his wisdom as his strength, serving as both arbiter and guardian to his children. Given that we and the Sylphs found a way to share the Twelves Wood, it is my hope that this sagely immortal will be amenable to reason, and that conflict may be avoided.
Immortal will be amenable to reason, and that conflict may be avoided.
Blessed as you are with the power of the Echo, you are one of the few among us who may commune with a primal without fear of influence. I would ask, therefore, that you represent us in this most delicate of negotiations. The Twelves Wood has suffered enough. Upon this, we and the Sylphs, and I would venture Lord Ramu himself, are in perfect accord. Let us not endanger our shared home by engaging in unnecessary hostilities. Dear friend, I beseech you, safeguard the peace which exists between our peoples. You have my thanks. Pray make for little solace, then. A member of the Order of the Twin Adder awaits you there. He will advise you on how to find the Lord of Levin. An ill wind blows through the forest. Yet, it is not only the Twelves Wood that flinches at its coming. All the land's Vayorsia shiver in dread anticipation. Have care.
Would the spirits bless me business?
Walking ones may think this one's home is small, but this one has biggest home of all. The forest itself is this one's home. What does walking one think of that?
Friendly one walks like walking one, but friendly one's heart is one with these ones. Friendly one will forever have a home in Little Solace. Chosen one, Noraxi, this one, all ones watch over friendly one, that peace and happiness will follow wherever friendly one goes.
Captain Finn, I was told to expect you. I understand you go to treat with the primal Ramu himself, an unenviable task, but one for which I have no doubt you are well suited. I have been told that your fellow Scions are conducting an investigation of the area as we speak, that we might ascertain the location where the Lord of Levy might be found. I would ask that you abide here until they return with their findings.
Thanks for watching. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Farewell.